I sat down right in the middle of the music, having a pause, and I thought my speakers had died or something. But no, it's back. We're good. What's up, Hector? If you have the time and the budget, buy what you want, Jay McCoy. If you don't have the time and the budget, again, play what you want. It's not hard. You don't have to play games at launch if you don't want to. FOMO is only for the weak-minded. Come back to it a year later, 6 months down the road, 2 years later, whenever you have time or the desire. Alright. Let's check our quest listing here. Probably my arrows too. Man, I need to just check all this stuff. I need to sit down and make some food, it looks like. I should probably go sell all these mana potions. I really don't need them. I don't, Jay. I specifically have a video on my channel called Comparison is the Thief of Joy. I can resist everything except temptation. That's a nice quote, Hector. Alright, I have plenty of arrows. You're watching this on YouTube right now, Jay. Go down into the description, into the playlist I have, and you'll find probably 8 or 10 different videos that have all of my thoughts on this game, including some anti-rage bait videos from the last couple of days. I have so much content talking about this game, my thoughts on it, and everything else. Just go watch the videos. That's what I make them for. Oh, the warehouse is in town. Let's do this one next. I think it's in town. Yes. Nah, that doesn't sound familiar to me, Hector. I didn't explore all the caves in that first zone. I came across like 12 or 15 caves and ruins that I was just like, nah, I don't feel like going in there. Well, it really makes me want to come back and play this game as a druid now that I kind of understand the story a little bit more. What am I looking for here? Investigate the warehouse. I feel like I'm supposed to be looking for something that I'm just not finding. I don't remember what I'm looking for in here is the problem. It points me over here, but yeah, there's nothing over here that I can see. I am literally on the spot where it's pointing me to investigate. Probably better look this quest up because I don't remember. Through the cracks. Hang on, somebody's got a YouTube guide. I'm gonna go look at really quick. There's no other information. All right, that's the warehouse. Oh, they waited until nighttime. Does it matter? Oh, it totally matters. Aha! That's why I was there during the daytime. Step into the portal? Apparently we are. Oh, it's been the normal stuff, Devon. Like, I've definitely banned. Like, I literally spent this morning banning about 30 people on YouTube. Like, I'm weeding out the trash right now. It's great. The biggest offender has been the Bethesda one. Like the one I did about Avowed, like the anti-rage bait for Avowed. Yeah, there's probably 15, 20 people who are like, Avowed sucks. It's a trash game. All right, bye. But the Bethesda one has had some really nasty commentary that I went through this morning and cleared out like 30 people off of YouTube. They're getting great traffic, which is awesome. This means I'm making good money for those videos. But yeah, it's there are some people who really fucking hate Bethesda, and I don't get it. I really don't get it. We had one guy this morning who literally put a hashtag don't trust Todd Howard, he deserves to burn. That was his hashtag. Don't trust Todd Howard, he deserves to burn. Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, people just can't play video games for fun? Like,
No. No. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Jay says my first ever gaming PC arrives tomorrow. Nice.
Please don't tell me they sent you after me.
So you haven't deserted.
Is that what they're saying? Gods, this is a nightmare. I'd never desert. I swear, the lads are my family. I've got nothing else. I can't believe I'm going to die here. With everyone thinking I'm a traitor. And a thief, too.
Doesn't sound like you're too ready to get out of here.
Of course I am. But it's impossible. I've searched every inch of this place. And there's no way out. Things still fall in from time to time. But that opening only works one way. So, I'm sorry, my friend. But we are well and truly stuck here. At least there's food. But if they move the supplies, we're done for.
If there's a way out, I'll find
I
it.
don't envy you your hope. I know what it's like to lose it. But
Oh, I will keep going back to Starfield
remember what it felt like
for
to
as
have
long as they
something to
make
do.
content for it. I love that game. I sincerely think that Starfield is my favorite Bethesda game of all time. I just love it. Like, it's got all the things I love about Bethesda games, and it's science fiction, and it has shipbuilding, and I can fly a spaceship around, and I can be a pirate and steal other people's ships, and it's got, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. I've had a blast. I've done 2 full clears of Starfield. I would happily do a third. Happily do a third. I cannot wait for whatever's coming out of the pipeline next for that game. But I'm also equally looking forward to The Elder Scrolls 6 and equally looking to Fallout 5. I just love Bethesda games. What's up, Bjorn? Alright, we are going up into the creepy castle, it looks like. Yeah, the Oblivion remaster was really good. Jay says I never played Oblivion before. There you go. Yeah, it's like a new. It literally is like a new game. What is this? Uh-oh. Are those unkillable? I hate these things. It's worse when they come at me from multiple angles. Come here. Fuckers. Oh, there's another one? Sounds to me like you just like to complain. Because every single game you play pretty much these days has loading screens. Like, it sounds to me like you're just regurgitating what other people have told you you're supposed to say about Starfield. The other cool thing about Starfield is you don't have to do the loading screens if you don't want to for a vast majority of the things. And you get to put your own screenshots in the loading screens section, which is pretty awesome, which no other game does. Do you know what other game has loading screens? This exactly, Devon. So a lot of games like God of War or Jedi Survival, they'll hide the loading screen when you're doing the like animation where you're crawling through the tunnel, or you're ducking down and you're going under a tunnel, or you go to the side and you shimmy through something. That's a loading screen. When you use an elevator in other games, that's a loading screen. The doors close, the game loads as you're in the loading screen elevator. That's a loading screen. All games use loading screens. It's very, very rare for a game to be truly seamless. So the loading screens argument, the moment I hear somebody saying loading screens when they mention Starfield, I immediately discount their opinion because they're not actually talking about anything legitimate. Because every game has loading screens, and if you're not applying that same critique to every single video game you've ever played, you're just spouting nonsense that some grifter bot on YouTube told you is about. Because every game, every game employs loading screens. Not to mention if you're on something like a Series X or a modern piece of hardware, a loading screen is 2 seconds at most. 1 to 2 seconds. Do you know what game also has loading screens? This game. You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen a single fucking complaint, not a single video from the Bethesda haters bitching about this game having loading screens. And yet this game has just as many loading screens as Oblivion, Morrowind, Fallout, Fallout 4, Starfield. This game has just as many loading screens. Every single time you enter a building, loading screen. Every time you enter another zone, loading screen. Warehouse, loading screen. Dungeon, loading screen. Cave, loading screen. Crypt, loading screen. Merchant building, loading screen. Where are the complaints about this game having too many loading screens? There are none, because those people are bitching about something that doesn't actually exist. They just don't like Bethesda. So yeah, the whole "you don't like the loading screens in Starfield," nah, whatever, whatever. And if you continue playing a game you say you don't like, that's a you problem. Okay, those Fae are super creepy. I've never seen them before. Man, I hate these. No, I'm staying on story, Devon. The enemies are way too. I'm tired of shooting 50 fucking arrows at things to kill them. Like, it's killing my fingers. Literally killing my fingers to keep pulling the trigger to kill things. So I moved it. I just kept it on story mode. Even on story mode, some of the boss fights, like, it's taking me 30, 40 arrows to kill the bosses. It's a little ridiculous. Yeah, you know, I love the game, but yeah, it needs some work in that regard. Also, I love that the other part of that comment said that the weapons aren't that great in Starfield. Then you haven't actually played Starfield, because Starfield has, I think it's around 50 weapons, and you can mod all of them, and you can make them into whatever you want. That just sounds like that was a Bethesda hater in chat, is what that was. I don't like Bethesda games. Someone told me I'm not supposed to like Starfield. But yeah, the loading screens conversation is a hill I will die on every time, because those people who complain about story screens are just full of shit. Like, we're going to see a loading screen here in a minute.
My, how word must have spread. I didn't think there were still fools eager to walk in the shadow of my throne.
I still remember, like, EverQuest loading screens. Literally, loading, please wait. Like, every time you zone. Well, yeah, Devon, like, I remember doing a comparison video with Cyberpunk 2077, because I literally would show people, like, we're in an elevator. We can't see anything around us. We're in an elevator and we're going. That's a loading screen. Like, And it's a non-issue. Every single game has loading screens. It's just how do they mask it? I remember one of the fun ones to have conversations about was when Star Wars Outlaws came out. People went, "Ooh, the landing and takeoff animations, right? For your ship." People were like, "Oh, it's seamless." And the developers literally got on a live stream and said, "No, it's not seamless. It's a loading screen." And you had all of these trolls. It was amazing. All of these trolls who were directly comparing the loading screens on Starfield's landing and takeoff because you have a static animation, right? So every time you land your ship or take off on your ship in Starfield, there is an animation that happens, right? An animation sequence. Like you lose control of your ship and you watch a cutscene of your ship landing or your ship taking off. And all these people saw the Star Wars Outlaws videos and they're like, "Oh, look, it's seamless. You can land your ship, you can take off your ship." And the developers literally got on a live stream and said, no, it's not seamless. You can't actually land your ship and take off. Here's what's happening. You're clicking the land button and we immediately take control of your ship and we move you into a cutscene. Our cutscene is you flying down into the clouds of the planet and into the atmosphere. Once you hit the atmosphere, you'll notice that you lose the HUD. The HUD goes away on your ship, and you're in a cloud environment where you're flying into the clouds. That is a loading screen. We are literally unloading all of the textures and zone of space, and we are loading all of the textures and the zone of the planet. Then you get through the cloud cover, and your ship, still no HUD, your ship then moves into the actual cutscene of you landing on the platform. That is 100% a landing screen or a landing cutscene animation, right? You are not physically landing your ship. Similarly, when you get into your ship and hit the takeoff button, you start off and you are in a controlled cutscene where you're leaving the atmosphere. You hit the atmosphere, you go into the clouds, we unload the planet behind you, and we load space. You exit the cloud, you get your HUD back, and now you're controlling your ship in the space environment. There are absolutely loading screens at play in Star Wars Outlaws, but yet, like all of these trolls who are like, "But Starfield, nah, I don't like the loading screens in Starfield. Look, Star Wars Outlaws doesn't use loading screens." And the developers literally came out and said, uh, "No, kids, we do use loading screens, just like every other game. So you can take that loading screen bullshit and you can shove it, because it just ain't true." Yeah, Hector, the old games that would take forever to load, kids these days that wouldn't be able to handle it. It does have a new game plus mode of some type, because I saw Slandered Gaming starting a new playthrough a couple nights ago, and when I tuned into his live stream, he was just starting his character, and he freaked out because, in a good way, because his new character had like all these rings and a set of armor and all this stuff that had carried over from his previous playthrough. So there is some type of new game plus. I don't quite understand how it works, but for this game, there is some type of new game plus mode when you start a new playthrough.
I am Garrick Tarian, rightful lord of Kunacht, blood of Palamedes, born to rule, my legacy squandered by lesser men, and yet here I sit, not in a hall
Exactly,
of marble,
Hector.
but in
Exactly.
this realm of broken things. Because I made a mistake.
Man, I wish the
Miscalculated
voiceovers were louder in
mistake.
this game.
I toyed with the wrong woman. I thought she was just another pawn in my game, a trinket to be used and discarded. But she was no trinket. She was a Bandrui, a woman of power, of the old ways, and she cursed me for my arrogance. And all I wanted was to live longer.
Survival mode is permadeath? I have no idea. All right. Oh, we're getting new stories all the time, Sherrard, with Starfield. They're planning one DLC every single year, plus the creator store is coming out with content all the time. There have been, like, they just promoted, like, a Watchtower thing. Like, the creator store is full of new adventures for people who want to go into that side of what Starfield is. Like, Starfield has the creator store for a reason. That's there for people who want to live in that universe. Now, as far as official Bethesda developed storylines, they have said one DLC every single year is their plan. All right, seems like she granted your wish.
Yes. And then some, as you can see. Eternal life. Sounds like a gift, doesn't it?